Hi there, it's Kim, and I'm coming to you live today. What is this, Wednesday, August 6th? Because today is the day that I'm taking down a small two-person show that I'm in, a very special show to me, and I thought it would be nice to just spend a minute or two sharing it with you. It's called, let me turn the camera around, Facial Expressions, an exhibition with my old art teacher from high school. Brilliant man who's now quite old, obviously, because I'm getting old. And came about because I realized suddenly when we were talking that we'd never had a show together. And I thought, well, that's not right. He was hugely important to my survival in high school and my development as a person and an artist. So what we decided on was an exhibition of self-portraits because we have that in common. I used to paint and do a lot of painting of portraits. He still paints. He paints every day. He's 92 years old, I think, and he gets up every morning and he paints. And he's a role model for us all in whatever creative pursuit we're in. Let me flip the camera around. So here is one of his self-portraits, which incorporates some micro circuit boards. And that's next to this piece of mine, one of my Faces of Grief series. This one has been done as an image transfer, hand-pulled digital image transfer. And so you can see the irregularities here. And it's been applied to a wood panel that I painted silver with aluminum paint. So the actual pigment was powdered aluminum. Okay. These three pieces hung together, Conflagration, Smoke and Rain, and I forget the name of this one. I'll just go in close because this one is kind of exciting in its details. So you can see the brushed silver aluminum through the design. This is printed on aluminum, but because I wanted the ink on paper feeling, it's a white coated aluminum. And there is a sound file so that you can hear my performance of. So if you use your photo app to capture this, the live will be saved to my profile later on. And you can go straight to the audio performance. And this Conflagration one is also kind of beautiful in its details. The metallic substrate really brings the colors to life in a way that is not reflected as well in the camera as it is in person. We can see how the light changes as I change the angle, so it turns all the colors into metallic colors. Let's go over here. I have 6 of my small pieces on aluminum here, some of which were in the first Burnt Offerings show and some of which were only produced for the second. And there you can see how reflections change. That one's called Wounded. This self-portrait is called Unlikeness. It's a digital collage. think this is called State of Flux. And this is broken. And this is burning up. And this is another State of Flux, marrying 3 photographic images, 2 self-portraits, and fire. And then I couldn't show the work without including one of my silk scrolls, but my silk scrolls are so big that even though this room has decent height ceilings, it's way too tall for the room, so it got hung in a different way here, which is always kind of fun. This is printed on silk georgette, and from a distance you just see the photograph, but when you get up close you see how everything breaks up into dots, just like we break up into particles when we pass away, whether we're as the title of my project, Burnt Offerings, suggests, whether we're cremated or otherwise. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. It's really nice to have you here. Now we'll look at some of Don's paintings here. First, he had this sort of statement framed. Yeah. Jim Dine and I think Larry Rivers too are big influences for Don. Here's one of his self-portraits with collage, and yeah, he's an amazing painter, actually. Look at the brushwork in this. It's interesting, his color choices for the self-portraits, because he does some figure and portrait paintings where the colors are glorious, just beautiful and make you happy and so on. And I feel like when he's painting himself, there's something else that enters into it. Here's another one. I love the collaged clock face on this one. It is a beautiful self-portrait. I mean, it's kind of moody and fierce too, but I think the color balance is not quite right because of the lighting, but the background here is a light mid-tone of blue-violet, whereas I think it may be coming across as more just straight-ahead blue. This is anybody who knows Don will recognize this silhouette, this stance, and that head. It's so perfect. Oh, I love it. And look at his beautiful lines. He draws so wonderfully, whether it's with paint or with dry media. And second last piece of his. I like the way it breaks down as he paints onto a circuit board as a transition from the painted face to the pure circuit board, which he's framed, which is kind of interesting. And his final self-portrait is this one here, playing with those vertical fracture lines. That's the thing that's wonderful about him. He's always been playful and experimental and been willing to try things. He actually I'll show you the rest of my work in just a second. He actually took, I think, the first course, week-long intensive course I offered at Halliburton School of Art and Design, which was experimental portraiture. And what a joy and a gift to have him in my first course that I taught. That, and he wrestled with this one tool I made him use, and he insisted on taking it home after spending a week wrestling with it. So funny. Okay, now I'll just show you the last bit of the show. I should mention that we've got a Robert Rauschenberg with us too. So I finally got to show with Robert Rauschenberg. How about that? There you go. See? That's just part of UTS's permanent collection. Yes, I don't think I mentioned this whole exhibition has been at the University of Toronto Schools, which is the school I went to where Don was a teacher many years ago now. He started the art program at UTS. Now they have 3 teachers and 2 rooms and wonderful facilities. So this is the final work in the show, which is my Crumpled series, and which is very dear to my heart. These are quite small, but I have a big one at home as a test, which I really like. Let's go close up. They're printed onto plywood, and you can see why I called it crumpled. I love the way it increased the expressive capacity. Phil, who's the artist? The paintings, the artist is Don Boutros, Boutros. I'm afraid you won't find him online because he is remarkably resistant to technology, which is why he's sort of grappling with it in the work. But he did a lot of painting with Brian Smith, who might even have some of his images on his Facebook page. And I have some on my website, the page that's for this exhibition. If you scroll down, there's a slideshow of Don's pieces that are in this show. But honestly, he deserves a proper website. I really like the way the wood grain comes through. On these. It has a warm feeling. The black ink on the wood ends up resembling charring because of the warmth of it. And that satisfies me. So, thank you, Phil. Yes, they deserve to have a proper showing at a larger size than this. Everything of mine that you see here is available for sale, of course. Everything of Don's is not available for sale. So, yeah, that's the way it goes, right? Hi, Steph. Nice. Small is good too, yeah. There's a place for both, right? And so that's why I often produce my work, my photo digital work in 2 sizes, a larger and a smaller size, because there are different qualities to each. One of the nice things about the larger one is how well you can see everything, but yeah, and the impact, of course. But anyway, I really hope I should go over to the title of the show again that I'm taking down today, but it's good to just, there we go. That's the title. And Kat is here to help. Oh, here, I'll do a selfie. position. Kat's here to help me take down the show. Couldn't do it without her. Well, this show I might be able to do without her, yeah. But it's a rare instance where that's the case. So, man and woman of sorrows images. Yes. That's really interesting, Phil. And maybe a bit, I think the fact these are actually photographs of prints on silk. That's how I made them. So you saw in the close-up of the other silk piece, the big scroll, how it was a photograph converted to what's called a halftone, where dots represent all the grays in between black and pure black and white. Hi, Fraser. Fraser says hi to you too, Kat.
Hello, Fraser.
Yeah, so I literally had them printed on silk, crumpled them up, and then photographed them. And I think you'll be seeing more work like that because I'm fascinated by that whole transformation. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this little tour. I thought I should take advantage of this moment before we actually start taking things down and just go live. I'm so bad at these days at posting content. I used to be so regular, and now I'm I'm just not. But I do better when I just go in the moment. Thank you so much, Phil. Take care. So I hope you have a good day, and thanks for joining me. Okay. Bye for now.